Hi, I'm Frankie, and in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can customize the look, style, and feel of your Azure API Management development portal. This series is based on the Azure API Management hands-on lab. If you want to follow along or do it on your own, you can find a link to it in the description. Starting in the Azure portal, there's a couple different places you can go to navigate to your APIM developer portal. The developer portal can be found at this URL. This is the URL you would go to if you were a guest or if you wanted to give a guest or someone access to the developer portal to begin using it. However, for us, we want to log in as the administrator. So we'll go and use this link up here. This administrator interface is where we'll make changes and customize our development portal. We have a list of visual editor menu options that we'll go through within this video. You can see different pages based on who's logged into your development portal. So we can check out what it looks like from a developer's perspective and also from an administrator's perspective. And we can see different screen sizes for our development portal to understand what our development portal would look like with different devices. When we want to make changes to a page, I can click into the page and see different visual editor options appear as I hover over icons. I can make changes to this text by hovering above it, clicking edit text, and making changes right in the editor. I can then hit save, and now this is a new part of my development portal. However, these new changes won't occur until I publish the new development portal. The first item we can customize is our different pages. Each page within your development portal has a unique URL. We'll create a new page now. We'll call it our secret page, because right now it doesn't go to anything. We'll save this and we'll go to our secret page. Here we can make changes to our secret page and edit any aspects we want. When I'm done making changes to my page, I can close this and my visual editor will open back up. I see here at the bottom, I have this powered by Azure API Management, and I also have this Contoso image in the nav bar here. When I click onto my screen to make changes, I hover above the Contoso or the nav bar or even this footer, and nothing appears. I can't make changes to it. That's because it's using the layout. There's two layouts that are used, but these are the aspects that can be added if you want to have a page on top of a layout that is common across many pages. This default layout is used for anything beyond the home page. Let's create a new layout for our secret page. I'll call it secret layout. And it will work for our secret page. So I have to use this secret page URL so that our secret page knows to use it. I'll refresh this for our secret page, and I'll see that our secret page is now using the new layout. I want to add a footer to the layout for my secret page, so I'll go to the layouts, secret layout. I'll click into here, and I'll add a new item. It's just going to be a blank article where I'll add some text. I'll edit this text, I'll put it in the middle here, and I'll make it a little smaller, to the size of a styled footer. After customizing pages and layouts, the next thing you can customize is your menu and nav bar items. When navigating the nav bar and menu options, there's different items that are only available based on users who are logged in. Let's create a menu option to get to our secret page for only authenticated users. We'll come up to here, add new item, and we'll just call it secret. We'll link it to a page, and we'll select our secret page, and then assign the location for the menu option. We want to add it to the authenticated user menu. So all users who are authenticated will see this along with the reports, profile, and sign out options. And we'll have it open the same window. We'll save this. Now if we go back and we go to our pages and we go home, we can view this as a developer and see our secret option. Something else that's important to know is that when you're using the developer portal, if you ever want to navigate it as if you are an actual user, you can hold the control key on Windows or the command key on Mac. Here I'll hold the control key on Windows, and as I hold it, I can hover above these icons to see the colors change as if I were a user. If I let go of the control key, I have the option from the visual editor to make changes to the nav bar. Holding the control key, I'll navigate to our new secret page, making it not so secret anymore. Closing this and looking back at our nav options, I can also change the order in which these appear. If I want my secret menu option to appear earlier, I can use these little caret keys for it to appear before the other options. Going back to my home page, I can see the secret option appearing earlier in these navbar options. Next, let's check out how you can customize URLs. These URLs will help you create links to external websites if you have services or resources that you want to send your users to. I'll create a link to the Azure Innovation Station website, and we'll create a link to that on our secret page. Let's go to my layout that has the powered by Azure Innovation Station, and let's add a link to it. I'll hover above it. I'll make a change to this text. I'll highlight the text that I want to add the link to, and I can hover above this icon, Set Hyperlink. Then within these hyperlink options, I've got a couple different things that can go to different pages, image, a pop-up, or in this case, a link. I'll select my Azure Innovation Station link, I'll have it open up a new window, and I'll save it. From here, I'll hold the control key to navigate to my secret page, and then I'll hover above my Azure Innovation Station link, and I'll click it to go to the Azure Innovation Station website. Next, let's look at pop-ups. Pop-ups are the floating windows that appear on websites when there are certain actions that the website wants you to take as a user. There's a variety of great reasons to use pop-ups, and in this page right now, there's one pop-up. I can look at the settings for this pop-up and open it up and see this looks like the navigation bar for when the screen is too small for the development portal to list the nav bar options on the top of the screen. If I want to see this in action, I can view the development portal at a smaller size, see the hamburger icon, hover above it with the control key, click it, and see this pop-up appear. Now let's create our own pop-up. I'll close this, I'll add a new pop-up, and I'll call it My Pop-Up. I want to make a change to my pop-up, so I'll edit it by opening it up here. I'll hover above this. Now that I've made changes to my pop-up, let's create a button on the home screen that'll make it appear. I'll hover above this button, and I'll add another button next to it. This button, I'll change the name for Header Button, and I'll just call it Pop-Up Button. I'll make the button trigger a pop-up, and the pop-up it'll trigger is my pop-up here. The pop-up will open when I click on it. You could also have it open when it hovers. I'll then open up the pop-up to see what it looks like, and there it is. I'll close it. I'll hold Control again to navigate in the page as if I'm a user, and I'll click on the pop-up button. There's my pop-up that appears, and I'll close it again. Now, right now, I have this Contoso image that appears on the top left of my development portal. I want to change that to my logo, the Azure Innovation Station A. So I'll upload a media file, which I can do here in the media section. I've uploaded my image. Now let's replace this with my picture. It's a little big. I'll change the width and height, make it fit better. Next, I can change styles to my development portal. This styles page helps you customize a lot of the different elements of your development portal. The fonts you use, the colors you use, the buttons, and more. Let's create a new color and button variation for our pop-up button on the home screen. I'll click Add a Color here. We'll make it a light green. We'll call it light green, very original. Then we'll come down to buttons, where we'll add a button style. And we'll call it our green button, where our green styled button will adopt our color green. So now any button that I choose to give the style of green button will appear like this. Let's save this and make this change to our pop-up button. I'll edit the button, and I'll give it the appearance of the styling of our green button. And I'll save it. Now holding the control key, I can see that my green button is green. I can still click it for my pop-up to appear, like before. If you want to take customizing your development portal to the next level, you can also create custom widgets. These custom widgets allow you to create custom code to add functionality to your development portal. Adding a custom widget is beyond the scope of this video, but if you want to learn how to do it, let me know in the comments. Lastly, we have our settings for the API Management Developer Portal. I'll change the title of the web page to be AIS Dev Portal for the Azure Innovation Station Dev Portal, and I'll save it. I want to view these new changes to the developer portal as a guest user. Let's open an incognito browser and navigate to our developer portal to see what it looks like. I haven't published all the changes I've made to my developer portal, so first we'll look at it as it currently exists. I'll open up a new incognito browser, I'll navigate to my developer portal, and this is what it currently looks like. Now let's publish the developer portal, and then we'll wait a few moments for the changes to take effect. After a few minutes, I can refresh the page and I should see the changes to my new development portal. I've refreshed my page and this is my development portal with the changes I've made. I see my image and I see the pop-up button here. The last thing that you need to know when customizing your development portal is how to reset back to the defaults if needed. If I go to Settings and Advanced, I can reset to the default styles that the development portal gave me when I first created my Azure API Management instance. Be careful when doing this, because once you do, you can't revert back to all the styles that you had before. And that's how you can get started customizing your Azure API Management Developer Portal. If this video was helpful for you, please like it and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. And if you missed any of the past Azure API Management videos I've put together, you can find some of those here. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.